crystal skull called the Carthaginian skull. And those are high-end technology. They're like the Palantir. They were like exactly like Palantir. And so this crystal skull, they wanted it. And so when his ship hit port, they grabbed him, but he didn't have it. So within 3 hours, throughout all of Europe, Spain, France, all of Portugal, they grabbed all the Knights Templar within 3 hours. Well, when was he alive? Hundreds of years ago. This is a long time ago. So if you're saying they grabbed all the Templars within 3 hours of Jacques de Molay, Jacques de Molay hasn't lived for a long time. We didn't have mass communication, supposedly, at that time.
I'm showing a picture here, Gene, of the pyramids of what is presumed to be under them, and this is just megalithic. This is unbelievable to even look at it. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
I mean, if those exist, folks, I mean, they've done this with imagery, correct? They had some kind of a sonar imagery that they were able to read what's under the pyramids, Gene?
It's with a technology that they can see the vibrations of the Earth is always slightly vibrating. You always have little tiny movement. And so with that movement from space satellites, they have a type of high energy frequency waves that can penetrate the Earth with, like they use in to fight Scuds and stuff during Iraq. So they can actually penetrate very deep. And so the Italian group that did this mapped out inside the pyramid a hollow area, which they don't know how to get to, the big pyramid, and also the other second biggest pyramid you see there in the middle. Underneath that,
but how far down do these cylinders go? These they look like obelisks. So is the tip of the pyramid the tip of the obelisk?
Actually, it's not like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it may be encased with something like that, but what it actually is let me see if I can find one here on YouTube. Just a second. There's one that's really good that I found before.
But I mean, the reason I'm showing this is that if this exists, then if people can wrap their mind around this, which is hard to wrap your mind around, then you need to understand that there are deep underground bases, that there are tunnel wars going on. Correct, Gene?
Absolutely.
You there, Gene?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the. Okay, here it is. I got it.
All right, let's see.
Radar scans from only a few weeks ago.
So let me roll this fact onto here and go to full screen. So that's what they're showing. This is what the print they got, showing these long cylinders. And then they were saying could be a stairwell, or if I'm looking at that as an electronics person, which I am, that was my military career. A big part of it was electrical. That looks like a conducting device, or you either have like a coil, or an inductor, and so then you've got this block down at the bottom, and that's where you would have your amplifying circuitry and all the other circuitry you need. So they had this group, this Italian group. This is them here. He actually goes into it right here. Just a second. Let me go back just a hair. Just so you know who it is. So they explain here how it's done. It's an innovative radar technology. And so they tested to see, what else they wouldn't be able to look at. There he is. Despite this group. Oh, that's not him. That's the.
That guy's always trying to debunk everything, isn't he?
He's in charge of everything in Egypt.
Okay, so he's in charge of debunking everything.
Yeah.
Trying to debunk everything, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Keep everything mainstream.
Yeah. So this is what's inside the pyramid.
Wow.
And then.
So they're charging centers? Is that what they are?
Yeah. They're free energy systems. And then underneath this is a city. And that's Joe, of course. And so they also went and started looking in the other pyramids and things, and looking at the frequency and all of this, and he's showing that here and explaining what they're seeing and showing the different levels and shafts going down. And then in another video I saw, I don't know if it's in this one. Yeah, it's not this one. They took him and had him look at secret facilities, not high level secret, just facilities that the general public doesn't know that's inside a mountain, for example. And they said, okay, what's in there? And he showed where there was a different equipment, big generators and stuff within like an inch. And okay, there's a generator here, and over here and he was completely out. He did quite a few of them, and inside a dam. He showed
when I see the size of this stuff, this tells me that giants did walk the earth. The people that using this, that built that, had to be enormous in order to. I mean, I can't imagine that they were the humans we see today. They had to be behemoths of a human being. They had to be 10, 15, 20 feet tall, right? I mean, giants did walk the earth. Would that be who built these things?
Or you have technology we know nothing about. We've been hidden from us, and we have no idea of this technology today.
That makes sense as well.
Mm-hmm. And so they had technology like sound has been shown to be able to raise rock.
Right, vibration. Levitate. So you're saying the pyramids were built by levitation?
Yes. And, the thing with the Giza pyramid, the primary main pyramid in Giza, is that it's not just that the stones can't be moved by manpower, like they're saying with pulleys and slaves and all of this. And because not just how massive the blocks are, but the quantity. But the problem is, it's a 3D puzzle. Each block can only go where that block sits. Every other block that's around it fits into it as like a puzzle, 3-dimensional. So the next piece on each side are the only pieces that can go there. The one that goes on top of those three in the corner would be one that can only go right there. Can't go on the other three corners. It can only go there. You have something that's been assembled. Every piece has to go precisely where it is. And I do mean precisely, because when you get to the very, very, very top, it's oriented within less than 1/10 of an inch to precisely on center. Well, that means the first blocks on the bottom got to be, within millimeters of accuracy to have that kind of accuracy. Also, was when it was built perfectly aligned to north. Now it's about 4 degrees off, because over time, and that tells you when, because computer studies can tell you what is 4 degrees off of north. Well, how long ago was north 4 degrees from where it is today? Not only that, but the entrance to the chamber of the king at the solstice, at summer solstice, it framed Sirius, the dog star, at noon. Well, it doesn't do that today either. And the last time it did that was long before, when they were saying the thing was built in the first place. I mean, you're talking tens of thousands of years before they said it was built. So a lot of what they're saying just doesn't line up with the way the pyramid is built, how the pyramid is built, and when the pyramid is built, plus the Sphinx itself, the erosion. There's two gentlemen, I think Duval is one, or Duval, something like that, that showed that the erosion on the hindquarters of the Sphinx are not by wind and sand, but by massive amounts of rain. And so that means that there had to be an ongoing deluge going on. Well, the last time it rained like that in Egypt, you had a tropical rainforest there. And that's long before the pyramid was there. And the weathering by rain, being blown by rain and water, means the way it's coming onto the back of the Sphinx, there couldn't have been a pyramid in the way. The Sphinx had to be there long, 10,000 years earlier than the pyramid, at least. And then not only that, but if you stand in the middle of the hindquarters of the Sphinx and the solstice again, you look right at that time between the ears of the lion that used to be a lion's head, not, a pharaoh came along and had it carved into his head out of his vanity, but it used to be a lion. If you look right between the ears,